Hi, this is Roland Jean Charles from PMI JCM Realty Group, where we manage properties from an asset management perspective. Today, what I'm going to talk to you about in this article are 3 benefits of integrating MLS into your property management business, even if you're not a real estate agent. Whew, that was a lot. Complete mouthful there. And so, like, you're probably thinking, MLS really? Like, why would I want to use MLS? Or, as a real estate investor, what is the point of me having access to the multiple listing service, right? Because traditionally, MLS is used by real estate professionals, right, to buy and sell homes. And exclusively, that's what it's used for. Now, MLS does have some sections for, listing rentals, but for the most part, brokers are only interested in MLS for the use of buying and selling property, because that's where a lot of the profit margins are. The reality is, for a property manager, even though using MLS can be useful, and even for a landlord using MLS can be useful, it is more profitable or advantageous to the broker, because the MLS has a high cost attached to it. There are restrictions on who can use it and who can access it. And so, for the most part, it's something that's usually used by real estate agents and their brokers for the purpose of representing buyers and sellers in a real estate transaction. However, the MLS has a lot of benefits that can be useful to landlords and individuals that manage properties as well. So, as a rental owner, you may think to yourself, like, whatever you think about MLS, set all that aside. So all the traditional ways of thinking that you have about MLS, just put that aside for a moment, because you don't necessarily need MLS in the same capacity that a broker or a real estate agent would. But what I'm going to be talking to you about today are 3 benefits of using the MLS that will be profitable and beneficial to your property management, or as a landlord just managing your portfolio. And so, one of the key benefits of using the MLS, which is right in line with what real estate agents and brokers use it for, is to find new rental properties on the MLS, right? So, as an investor or a landlord, sometimes it's not easy finding new deals, right? You may have a area that you're farming, to invest in. You may talk to other investors about areas that they're in to get new properties, but sometimes you can find gold mines in the MLS. And so you may not be able to go on the MLS yourself to find those gold mines, but if you have the strategic relationships with a real estate agent that you trust, you can definitely have them provide you with a list of properties on the MLS that may be good for your investment portfolio. So, for example, one time I was working with a real estate agent, and this was back when I lived in Memphis, right? And there's an area of Memphis called North Memphis, but then there's another area around Memphis that's not quite North Memphis, but it's close. It's close to it, right? It's not a downtrodden area, I would say, but it's an area. Memphis is hit or miss in terms of like block by block, depending on where you are. One neighborhood may be good, the other neighborhood may not be so good. And this property that I found was right on the cusp of, it was an older neighborhood. People who lived there have been living there for, 20, 30 years or so. And you still had some of the older generation that was there, and they had some new generation of blue collar families that were in the neighborhood as well. And this property was just there. No one, looked at it, paid it any attention, and it was just there, right? So I found that property working with a real estate agent on MLS, right? So I contacted that real estate agent, and that property was an REO, right? Real estate owned. It was owned by a bank. I reached out to the real estate agent. I said, "Hey, I'm interested in buying this property." And it was on sale for $4,000. The bank wanted to get rid of it. It was after the market crash, what have you. And they was like, "Okay, the property is for $4,000." I said, "I give you $1,000 for that property," and they actually took it. I offered $1,000 for that property. They took it. It was The property was on market for 4, and the value of that property was probably 55 or $65,000, right? So, like I said, it was a blue collar, low end neighborhood. I was able to turn around and sell that property within 90 days for $7,000, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not a lot of money, but I paid 1 grand for a property. In 30 days, I sold it for 7,000. I didn't do any work to it. I didn't do anything to that property other than put a key box on it, and I made $7,000, right? Now, I know some of you think that it's speculative, but it's not, right? No one, I mean, other than the bank, right, got hurt in a transaction, right? Now, I don't even think the bank got hurt. I think the bank was relieved because they no longer had to pay for their taxes. I mean, it just relieved a whole lot of stress that the bank was dealing with by me taking it over and me buying the property and then being able to sell it to an investor that wanted to do something in that area. I think it was a win situation all the way around. And the property had, like I said, I mean, buying it for 1, selling it for 7, and the property value was about what, 50 grand, 55 grand. There was a lot of room for the investor to do some rehab work to the property and then either rent it or sell it, right? And get a good return on it. But those are the kind of deals that you can find. I mean, the numbers may not work the same depending on where you are. Right now, I am in Temple Terrace, Tampa, Florida, uptown area, and you're probably not going to find any deals like that around here. You may not find any deals like that in your area. Those numbers are very different. The point I'm trying to make is I was able to make a substantial return on my investment within 90 days just by finding a property on the MLS, putting an offer in for that property. It happens to be REO bank owned and getting a good return on investment. So consider finding properties on the MLS whenever you can. Have a strategic relationship with a real estate agent that can get you properties, and make sure when you're looking for those properties in MLS, look for the REOs, real estate owned, right? Look for handyman specials. Look for keywords that let you know that the property needs work, because the more work the property needs, the deeper discount you can get. You definitely need to make sure that you're looking at the numbers, right? Do a market analysis, or have the real estate agent do a market analysis for you so you know how much the property is worth. If you don't know how to determine how much it will cost to rehab a property, get a season a seasoned contractor with you that can give you the cost of what it would take to get the property into broom clean or moving condition. And then once you get all the numbers together, I mean, you're just putting, people together, getting numbers together, and then either you fix it yourself, by getting financing, and I have a good article about getting financing as well. Or you can sell the property as a wholesale to an investor to get out the property and move on from it, right? So I say all that to say the first benefit is finding new rental properties on MLS. The second benefit is engaging referral partners on MLS. Now, you do not have access to MLS unless you're a real estate agent, right? You can't get access to it unless you're a real estate agent or a broker, right? And so how do you engage referral partners, right, on the MLS? Well, if you see that if you're working with a real estate agent, for example, right, and the real estate agent is sending you listings for properties that are real estate owned REOs, or properties that are handyman specials, talk to that real estate agent. Let them know, hey, look, I'm an investor. I want to network with other real estate agents just like yourself. You can represent me on the buy or the sell side, but I want to be able to work with other agents to let them know my criteria so I can build my network. And normally, if the real estate agent knows that you're an investor and they know that you're not a retail buyer, they don't have any problem making connections with other real estate agents for you, or other investors for you, because they know that as long as they're getting a piece of the transaction and you know what you're doing, they don't have to worry about holding your hands through all of the nitty gritty of the deal. So they'd be more than willing to help you connect with other real estate agents. And I mean, it's public record anyway, right? So it's not like you can't find what agents buy and sell properties, right? But looking at an MLS, it does streamline the process and makes it easier for you to find those referral partners. And so it's a great way to find investors, and it's a great way to find real estate agents that are active in the investment space, and they definitely would help you build your portfolio or advance the amount of transactions you do by making those connections. So keep in mind of the MLS as a good way to engage good referral partners. And so the last benefit that I want to talk about is gathering property details on the MLS. One of the greatest strengths of the MLS is the fact that it has details about every property that's on there, right? Because it's required that the real estate agent enters that information, right? And it's also connected to county, state information about property. So you get a great deal of details, and the true benefit is that this information is found in one central source. With having that at your fingertips through, your real estate agent, it really gives you the power to get as much information as possible as from your from the MLS, right? For your property, for your investments, and for your deal. So those are the three benefits, right? So it helps you find new properties to invest in, right? It helps you engage and find referral partners that you can network with and exchange deals with. And it also helps you with gathering details about your property. And those components are very critical to any real estate investor because it definitely put you in a position to succeed and add value to your portfolio, whatever it is that you're doing. But keep in mind, like I said again, unless you're a real estate agent, you will not have access. So you have to build a strong relationship with a real estate agent to get access to the MLS platform. They can't give you direct access necessarily, but they can definitely print you out information, share information with you. And as long as you have a good working relationship with them, most real estate agents know that most real estate agents will work with you if you're an active investor. Now, we're always looking to share new and trending ways to improve your rental property management and investments. If you found this MLS topic helpful, we invite you to keep up with the strategies ongoing by signing up for a free webinar that we're going to be having really soon. Learn ROI best practices and more as we explore how to streamline your rental property portfolio for maximum growth. It's a conversation that you won't want to miss. To keep your investment business involved. And we also invite you to connect with like-minded rental property investors by joining our Facebook group. And you can find the link on this article. Learn from other investors and participate in discussions with others who share your focus on your ROI goals. And if you're ready for more personalized conversation about your rental property strategies, industry insights, and property management tips, particularly if you're in the Tampa metropolitan area, Hillsborough and Pasco County, put a meeting on my calendar. I'm always open to talk with real estate investors. I'm actually a mentor on Facebook, and I give out a mentor and real estate property management advice out for free. And so I'll definitely be open to talk to you if you have properties in the Tampa metro area, so that I can help you improve your portfolio and fix any mistakes that you may be making, or you may not realize that you need assistance with. Let's connect and make 2021 your best investment year yet. Thank you and have a great day.